Alright, hell yeah. So today we're going to divvy a line into 5 equal pieces. And so this comes up a lot, like if I have a graph like this, and this is 0, and this is 5 up here, how do I make the hashes in between here? And so my method is visually divvy it up into half, you know what I mean, maybe right there, make a small little mark, and then come down here and divvy this up into half. And hey, this is a quarter, and then so what's a fifth? I don't know, just eyeball it right there. Cool. And then you could, if I'm going to say that's that at 1/5, then I can start divvying this up into halves, and then I can divvy this up into quarters, and now I have hopefully 5 equal segments. Now if I'm going to do this more accurately, I'm going to come up here 5, 0, and I'm going to divvy this into half, quarter, and then I know that this is 0.25, you know what I mean, of the full length. I want 1/5, which is 0.2. So I need to divvy this up into 5. Well, if I'm already making a tutorial on how to divvy a line up into 5, we can just repeat the process. And so I'm going to go half, and then a quarter, and you know what I mean? And then we're getting closer, so I think it's going to be somewhere, right in there. And then we could do it again, half, and then a quarter. So hell yeah. So I'm just going to say final answers there, and then I can start divvying this segment up into half. That's easy. And then quarters. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So hell yeah. And if you have a long line, let's try one with like a really long line. Let me grab a scratch sheet of paper. Hell yeah. Just to show you this process where, you know what I mean, I'm going to go half, quarter, I can visually see that, and then, it's good to get a guess. 0.75, I'm just going to say, hey, that's where my guess would be. Alright, now I'm going to go half, and then a quarter, and then I'm going to go half, and then a quarter, and now, so I'm somewhere in between here. Now I'm going to go half, and then a quarter, and look, my guess right off the bat was just fine. And now I'm going to divvy this up into half. So sometimes, make your marks a little bit bigger. Visually, I'm probably pretty accurate. Humans are going to be pretty accurate at divvying things into half. You're like, hell yeah, give me half. I don't want 40% of something. I want half of it. All right, hell yeah. And so now we have our 5 marks. And this is 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and 5/5. Not the best, but we did pretty good. Let's do it one more time, just a little bit faster. So if I'm going to go half, a quarter, you can get good at just guessing 3/4 a little bit less. That's where my guess would be, but I can go half and a quarter, half and a quarter, half and a quarter. You know what I mean? I think my guess was pretty darn good, just because we're going to continue the guessing process. Hell yeah. And then, so I even wrote down, that wasn't a very good one, but you know what I mean? We did it pretty good. So, alright, so here's the steps. We're going to, what's step 1? Make imaginary dot at halfway. Okay, so if I want to go halfway between 0 and 5, this is my imaginary dot. 2, make an imaginary dot at a quarter of the way. Hell yeah, we did that. And then step 3, make a mark just less than a quarter. You know what I mean? So if this is my remainder, I'm going to kind of do half, quarter, but just less of quarter. That was kind of our guess. And then, or repeat steps 1 and 2 by going here and going half, and then a quarter, and then half and a quarter. And repeat those steps. Do whatever you need to do. But this mark represents 1/5. And so now that we did that, we divvy this new line segment from here to here in half. And so that's this line right there. That's going to be step 4. And then step 5 is we have now these 2 segments, 2 new segments that we split into half. And so those are those. So here is our first guess. And then here is our baselines. And so first, establishing 1/5, and then half, and then this, we just half and quarter. And then so we have, this whole thing is now in fifths. Hell yeah. Alright, thanks for joining me on this one. Booyah.